Merry meet everybody. So today I want to talk to you guys about crystal casting, and I haven't actually seen very many videos on this topic, which is why I'm making my own. Crystals are actually a wonderful form of divination. They can be as specific or as vague as you want them to be. You know, I feel that sometimes tarot tells me too much and some things are better left unsaid. Sometimes I feel that oracle cards can be a little too vague. Same thing with my pendulum. I don't really have a very strong connection to my pendulum, so sometimes when I use it for divination I don't get the clearest, most concise kind of answers. So anyway, circle casting is what I'm going to talk to circle casting. Crystal casting is what I'm going to talk to you about. This is the form of divination that I resonate the most with. I have the most success with this kind of divination, and I'm actually very excited to talk to you guys about it. So first of all, before I actually show you how to do a reading, I'm just going to tell you about some of the things that you might need. You don't have to have them, but this is what I use to do my readings. So first of all, of course, you're going to need your crystals. One of each crystal in my collection, and I put them in this pouch. And this is all that I had for the time being, and actually I might just keep it this way because my cards fit nicely inside of it. But anyway, like I said, I took one of each crystal and put it into this little pouch. You can work with as many or as few crystals as you want. Some people use up to 13, and that's it. Some people use as few as 4. So it just depends. I have 48 in here at the moment. So that's a lot, but there's a wide variety there of, you know, what you could pull. There's a lot of options there. It's almost like having a tarot deck, I guess. Tarot decks are typically 72, but you guys get the point. So I have all my crystals in here, one of each kind, and then what I have done is for each crystal I made a card. Like, I'll use aquamarine. No, sorry, I can't read Amazonite. Okay, and I put the planet, the chakra, the element, and the zodiac on there as well. And then on the back I have a positive note and a not so positive note. And this idea I actually pulled from Witch on the Rocks. So wonderful, wonderful idea there that she had. And this just kind of gives you a little insight into what that crystal means for you. And typically when I do a crystal reading, I can just feel if that crystal is supposed to have the positive or the negative meaning. Some people would probably think that that's kind of iffy, but I've always had really, really accurate readings just using my intuition on what meaning I'm supposed to use. Sometimes I use both. Sometimes both apply. So it just depends. Just depends on your intuition. So, and I'm actually still working on these. I don't have all of them done. I only have a handful done. So, and those actually fit perfectly into my little pouch. So I may just keep the pouch that I have, and then I have my pen in there, but yeah. Okay, next I have a mat. Now, I did make this myself. What I did was take a thin piece of cardboard, and this red paper is actually scrapbook paper. I just picked the background that I liked. I liked it because it looks like red silk. And I actually got this chart online, and I just kind of copied it. I drew it out myself. I drew all the symbols and wrote it all down. And I know the little pieces aren't exactly the same, but it was actually kind of hard. So I have that. Now this side I use for more specific readings if I need specifics. Then I have the other side, which I also made, and this is when I want kind of a general reading. You have future influences, helpful elements, past influences, obstacles, and then your present situation. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you guys both sides just, for the fun of it. And I'm going to switch my camera angle and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so what you can do is, one way to do it, I guess, is don't look in your pouch, keep your crystals in there, reach your hand in and just kind of fish around in there, okay? Grab a handful and pull them, and then set your pouch to the side. Now, these are the crystals that I pulled at random, just out of my pouch just now. And what you want to do is just kind of shuffle them in your hands a little bit. And what I like to ask the crystals is, what is the message that they have for me? What is most important for me to know right now? And of course you could ask it something more specific, you know, about your job or, you know, whatever you want. But I prefer to just let the crystals tell me whatever message it is that they have. So then, once you have them all kind of shuffled up and you keep your question in mind, let them fall out of your hand, okay? If a couple of them fall off the board like mine did, you can always recast them, okay? But that's all your decision. And again, just let them roll right out of your hands. Okay. Now, I'm going to scooch this back a little bit so you guys can kind of see the whole business here. Okay. Now, it's actually rare that a stone would land anywhere near the center. I don't have that happen very often. But you can see I have my chrysoprase over here. My leopard skin jasper is right between the 4th and 5th house, right on the line there. So I would kind of read it as both. Same thing here with my moonstone. It's right between the 5th and the 6th house. Now, anything that's off the board, I like to look at that as things that just aren't as important right now. So I would look up the meaning for green jade. This is actually Inca jade or nephrite jade. And look up that meaning, and it's just something that's just not as important right now. Same as lepidolite, although it is kind of touching the 8th house in Scorpio right now. So I could read that one either way. And then all the way out here, we have a piece of apatite in the 12th house of Pisces. And then chrysoprase, like I said, right there in the middle. Now, you would just go along and read it however it comes. That's one way to do this, okay? Another way to do this is to have whoever you're doing the reading for dump out all your crystals. And I'll show you guys my big pile here. Look at all these crystals. Isn't this silly? And just have them pick, you know, 9 that they are most attracted to. Whether it be for the feel of them, the look, whatever, you know, attracts them most to that crystal. Have them pick 9. Then you can actually have them cast the crystals if you want, or you can cast them yourself. Okay? Now, I'm going to flip over. Okay. I'm going to flip this board over and show you guys the other side. Now, this is something that's just a little less specific, but it's the same idea. You know, you got your crystals in hand, you drop them out, lay them out, and then read them accordingly. You know, you could also recast the stones that maybe fell outside. It's up to you however you want to do it, okay? If stones are on a line like this one is, you read both, okay? You can read it as an obstacle and maybe as something that is just passing you. Maybe it's an obstacle that you're getting over. Or like I've got emerald right on the line here between my present situation and my helpful elements. Same with the opalite and the fuchsite here. So it's just, there's about a million different ways that you can read these stones all at once. I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful. I love doing this. Okay, so that was crystal casting part 2, okay? Now, the third way you can do this, again, just, you know, take a handful of stones out of your pouch or have somebody pick out the ones that are most attractive to them, that they're most pulled towards, and just drop them, okay? Now, this is also a really great way to read stones. The further away you get, like over there where that rhodonite is, that's the furthest away from you. That is the most unimportant thing that you need to focus on, okay? As you get closer up front here, this is more what you need to focus on. So we'll say these 5 crystals are the main thing, the main part of the reading. And then the upper 3 here maybe aren't as important. So this is, again, another really great way to cast the stones, especially if you don't feel like making a mat or you don't have a mat. This is wonderful too. It's nice and simple and easy, and like I said, this is a really, really, really great way to do divination. Guys, so that's all I really have to say about crystal casting. As you can see, it's very easy. There's really not a whole lot to it. You know, instead of trying to memorize, well, I mean, you're still kind of memorizing as long as you have the basic meanings memorized. You can take your intuition on from that. Like with me, I really, really struggled to memorize the tarot cards and the suits and what this means and what that means, the symbolism of this and of that. And it took me a long time to do that, to get that, you know, somewhat memorized. And even still, I don't have much of it memorized. My stones and crystals, I actually memorized these pretty quick. You know, each stone might have 1 or 2 meanings, like, let's see here, like angelite, okay? This is a good example. This obviously corresponds to the angels, the angelic realms, of peace and of tranquility. So as long as you have that already up here in your brain, you can use your intuition from there and kind of guide that toward your reading. You know, if this stone is pulled, it could mean the angels are trying to give you some kind of message and you need to listen better for it. Or, you know, maybe your guardian angel will make themselves known soon. It just kind of depends. Or you've come to a peaceful, serene, tranquil part of your life, and, you know, you're meant to enjoy that. Enjoy it while you have it. There's a lot that you can divine from with just 1 or 2 meanings of a stone. Or, like with amethyst, this corresponds to spirituality, and then on a negative note, it could correspond to stress. So you can take it from there. I love my stones and crystals. I don't do divination in any other way, quite honestly. I can't remember the last time I touched my tarot deck since I have discovered this. And same thing with my pendulum, my oracle cards. They're all just kind of sitting around being, I don't know, decorative. The only tarot deck that I really do touch is my goddess deck when I cast a circle and I'm doing a ritual, because I do like to use those in ritual, but even still, that's not very often. This is a wonderful way to start off. Beginner in the path, this is something you can collect and hide easily. I mean, it's just, they're just so easy. And like I said, they're not hard to figure out. You can get on Google and write down the meanings of each stone that you have, which is what I did, and from there I made my cards. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. Leave me messages, comments. You can email me at wondrouslywitchy22@hotmail.com. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be talking to you soon. Blessed be.